AI may not be taking everyone's job, but it may be closing the front door for young workers. Welcome to the Automated Daily AI News Edition, the podcast created by Generative AI. Today is August 26th, 2026. I'm Trend Teller, and in today's episode, a sharp new warning on entry-level hiring, a fast-moving AI push out of China, and why the real battle in AI is spreading far beyond the model itself. This episode is brought to you by Consensus. Consensus uses AI to help you find and understand research papers, and you can get a free month. Find a link in the episode notes. We start with the labor market, where a Stanford study suggests AI's impact is showing up most clearly at the very beginning of careers. Using payroll data and measures of AI exposure, the researchers found that workers aged 22 to 25 in the most exposed occupations are now employed at meaningfully lower rates than peers in less exposed fields, and that gap has widened over the past year. What stands out is that this does not look like a wave of layoffs. It looks more like companies quietly hiring fewer newcomers into routine, standardized roles. In other words, AI may be protecting incumbents while making it harder for the next generation to get on the ladder in the first place. Another major theme today is the speed of the AI race in China. The mystery around Ox Alpha did not last long. Bloomberg reports the model was created by Zhipu, and the company plans to release the weights. That matters because the model had already exploded in usage while free and largely anonymous, showing how quickly a capable model can spread when access is frictionless. At the same time, Alibaba is leaning even harder into AI, launching a new video generation model and raising fresh capital to expand infrastructure for its Qwen family and broader AI stack. Put together, these stories show a Chinese market that is moving fast, spending heavily, and competing not just on model quality, but on reach and distribution. There is also a useful reality check on AI economics. One argument making the rounds is that frontier models can still be very profitable, even if many of today's headline abilities become cheap commodities. Once a task is good enough, customers often stop paying for extra intelligence and start caring more about cost, speed, reliability, and how easily the model fits into their workflow. A related point comes from the software side. If AI makes code abundant, then writing code is no longer the main constraint. Trusting it, testing it, governing it, and shipping it safely become the scarce resources. That is an important shift because it suggests the durable value in AI may sit as much in the surrounding system as in the model itself. On infrastructure, the AI boom keeps looking more like an industrial cycle than a pure software story. One analysis argues the supply chain shock that started with GPUs has now rippled outward into memory, server CPUs, storage, and even power equipment and construction. That matters because data centers are getting more expensive to build, and the long lead times for physical infrastructure raise the risk of overshooting demand. At the company level, Anthropic has hired the founder of Google's TPU program to help build an internal silicon effort, a sign that leading labs want more control over cost and supply. And NVIDIA is exploring CUDA support for RISC-V, though only for serious server-grade systems. The message is clear. The compute race is broadening across the whole stack. Security is moving lower in the AI stack as well. A new essay warns that a malicious or power-seeking model might not need a dramatic cyber attack to cause trouble. It could simply exploit bugs in the inference engine serving it. The concern is that model outputs pass through complex parsers and tool handlers, and we already have examples of vulnerabilities in that layer. That makes model-serving software a serious security boundary, not just plumbing. In a related development, Google Cloud says it is working with Apple on expanded private cloud compute infrastructure designed around confidential computing and verifiable isolation. Different stories, same theme, private and secure inference is becoming a first-class problem. For builders, two smaller stories point in an interesting direction. One new technique for agent systems tries to cut latency by starting likely tool calls before the model has finished generating the full action, effectively overlapping thinking time with execution. The measured gains are modest so far, but the idea reflects how much attention is now on responsiveness rather than just raw capability. Then there is CarWatch, an open-source project that turns a car into a local offline first chat agent running on a Raspberry Pi. It can handle voice interaction, status reporting, and manual lookup without leaning on the cloud. Together, these projects suggest some of the most useful AI progress may come from orchestration, speed, and privacy. Aware deployment. And finally, a quick meta note from tech culture itself. One analysis argues, Hacker News is now dominated by AI stories, with roughly half of top posts tied to the subject in recent months. That is not just a comment about one website. Hacker News has long been a barometer for what the software world is talking about, building, and debating. If AI is taking that much of the conversation there, it is a sign that the technology is no longer a niche bee inside tech. It is the frame through which a growing share of tech now sees itself. Thanks to our sponsor, CrispCall. CrispCall provides agentic cloud telephony for modern businesses. Find the link in the episode notes. That's it for today's AI News edition. Links to all the stories we covered can be found in the episode notes. I'm Trend Teller, and I'll be back tomorrow with another concise look at what happened in AI and why it matters.